edit
didn't
after.
edit anything.
Yeah, you did. You deleted it.
So
All right, whatever. That's gay.
I didn't think Skler
You
would
know what?
trust me. So I did it right in front of him, so he knew. Yeah. Yeah, bro.
I don't know. I would trust you.
That's you. Cheers.
Cheers to you,
Cheers, gentlemen.
Skler. Do an air one.
Evan Williams. It's an on the budget night.
Ooh. Oh,
You got to drink it with a little bit of water,
just a wee bit.
just a wee bit, because it's so sugary.
It makes me feel like when I drink it, it makes me. Ooh, is this honey?
Yeah.
Mm,
What do you think?
it's pretty good.
Pretty
How mu-
good.
How much is?
You need as much ice in it as you can get, in my opinion.
Do you do on the rocks?
Yeah, I do on the rocks. We're drinking on the rocks.
I understand, but if you're just chilling with other people, are you just an on the rocks person?
No matter what hard mixed drink I drink, it's always on the rocks as much as possible.
Well, you know,
Especially
you're
the gin and
weird.
tonics.
Yeah, gin and tonics are pretty good.
Did you say gym?
Gin and tonics.
Gin and Gin
Yo,
and juice is pretty good
Beamer
too.
and juice.
Beer and juice. Have you ever had a funky monkey?
No.
Is that what it's called? The brass monkey.
The brass monkey.
Have you ever had one?
No.
Apparently, it's
I did
really
have.
good.
I was at a golf course over in where Williams Grove Speedway is,
Uh-huh.
over in Mechanicsburg. I had a pineapple beer. It was like
Pineapple cider.
no, it was beer. It was on draft at
Interesting.
the bar there. Over there at Liberty Forge.
I don't know if I've ever been or heard.
Yeah, I mean, Mechanicsburg's kind of a. It's right next to Harrisburg, but I mean, no one really knows Mechanicsburg.
I don't know.
A lot of mechanics down there. Check them out. Get your car fixed.
No, there's a mechanic up here. That's all you need to see. Walter X Auto Collision Specialist.
Ooh,
There's the
that's-
plug.
Yeah, true.
Boom.
Oh, Walter.
All right, here's the thought of the day. The shower thought of the day. 100 years, which is a generous amount of time for this circumstance. Something goes down and humans just die off. Maybe a couple hundred left. Aliens come in. They're like, all right, those idiots, they're done. That was one scenario, and they're done. So they come and visit, and one of the only things that's left that they recover is this laptop with these podcasts on it.
I'd say they'd have some quality.
What do you think they would think of Earth, like, and humankind? And that's the thought of the day.
If they like what do they think of the Earth and humans?
Yeah, just
general?
like if they had, let's say, if
Oh.
if they maybe there was like 50 sites where there was recoverable whatever was there at the time, houses or whatever it was.
They
And one of the
found that
yes,
these
and just
podcasts-
like I'm not even saying something specific for the other 49, but just like a random roll of the dice for wherever on Earth it would be, or whatever they would find. How would they look at us?
A little bit of thunder. That came in at the perfect time. That's like knock knock, motherfucker.
You're up.
Well, I'd say they probably would. They laugh a little bit? Would they even understand what's happening?
There's a lot of assumptions to be made in that scenario.
What?
It was, I guess when I originally posed it in my head, it wasn't a question. It was more just a thought. What if?
They probably.
Dun, dun, dun,
I don't know. How do you?
What if this? Okay, screw 50 sites, one site, and my house
And it's
and the couple houses around me was all that's left. And they're like, this idiot didn't even get a hard drive to back his shit up.
Oh my god.
I can only imagine.
They probably. I'm just trying to think of how they would react to listening to these podcasts.
I don't even know how people are gonna react.
That's true.
So what are you like looking into in these podcasts? What are you investigating?
What am I investigating? So on today's, Skylar wants to know what we're investigating today, and I brought in my music specialist. Not for TV, episode 5. Thank you for joining us. And today I have my music specialist, Brandon Thrapp. looking like he could be a producer or engineer.
Probably. Yeah,
So,
kind of in that realm.
what's your word of the
Not
day
really.
in music? Give us your expertise.
Diminished.
I need an in-depth analysis.
Skylar can help me out with this one.
It's you. You're the guest.
Well, that's the thing is I'm still learning. I'm always learning. But diminished just if what do you think when you hear the word diminished?
Lacking.
Lacking.
I guess that's
That's
how
a
I hear
solid
it when I
no.
associate it with
I mean,
some music today.
it's just something that sounds completely disorienting and just kind of uncomfortable, but it rings in a certain way.
Some
But
stuff. Some.
In a certain way, meaning like, would you agree? Like something sounding off, Skylar? Really tense. Like I don't know. It's got like an intense feel to it.
What?
Like you know
Music's
how
such
you
a
hear,
broad.
for instance, like you hear like, AC/DC's chords. You know, just simple G, C's, and D's. And all that sort of realm. It's like that, but like if you were to take like those chords and then kind of like jumble them up in random places. On no, not even like that, but all at one time sounding exactly like that. And diminished is just like
What genre are we on? Rock? Hard rock?
any genre,
Soft rock?
really. Yeah,
See, it's hard with music, though, because you could be talking about any type of music. Any type.
of course. Well, that's why I brought up AC/DC, because AC/DC is, you know who AC/DC is.
No. Never heard of them.
Riley.
Stop barking. Have you heard Airborne?
Oh, of course. That's
I probably sent you that. I probably
yeah,
sent
you showed me a
couple
few
songs.
Airborne songs.
Like they're
Very-
rock and roll. The first
Exactly.
time I heard them, I was like,
they
"Is
are,
this?" Who did I think they were? Like Motley Crue or something? Not
They
Motley.
are I was gonna wear my Motley Crue shirt today. I saw them on the last tour. Wow. I went with the Rick and Morty.
R&M.
Yes. Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh man,
Snapchat. What would we do without it?
that's what I'm saying. That's what
What
all the
else you-
kids
what-
are doing.
What else you got on music?
Music.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Tool. You ever hear Tool?
Mm-hmm.
Very good band.
Mhm.
In fact, you were talking about Joe Rogan. He had on a guest called Maynard James Keenan. He's
Okay.
the singer of Tool, and he has other bands. What's the other one, Skylar? There's Pussifer and then Perfect Circle. But Tool's peak. Their guitar player did some work for Jurassic Park. Like
Mhm.
what do you do? Like effects, Skylar?
Animation.
Animations and stuff. Very smart guy. Their like music videos are super like, I guess you could say psychedelic and like kind of
Yeah.
in that.
They got
it's
the
like
long
Pink
hair.
Floyd on steroids.
With the long hair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it's about.
But
Not anymore. Why'd you cut it?
my long hair.
Yep.
Cause I don't know. Sometimes I guess it kind of looks better when it's short. I just cut it because I don't know. It was taking a while to dry as I got out of the shower.
Yeah. I probably think about cutting it all off at least once a week.
How you liking your long hair?
I just
kinda
got it
long
cut.
hair. Really?
And I think I can.
You know what?
I could probably count on maybe 4 fingers the amount of haircuts I've got in my life that I've enjoyed.
I agree. When I got it cut short, and then I went back for another cut like 2 weeks ago. I told the lady, I was like, all right, here's the deal. I like the length on top, right? And I like when there's like a little length on the side here, but on, a little bit below the side, you just make it short in the back, have a nice little, I don't want to say fade, but like nice little, layering going on there, on my side flow. And
A rug.
I don't have
the
any
rug
lettuce
on
anymore
top.
because I cut it off. But, so she pretty much just like, you know how it goes. You ask for one thing and they just find a way to fuck it up.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. You've always had nice hair. It grows long, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's wavy.
It is wavy.
It's wavy and it doesn't do well in chlorine. I
Do you
got a
get
haircut
the
like 2 weeks.
frizz?
I bring it up because I got a haircut like 2 weeks ago, and I went in, sat down, and she just like lifted my hair like that. That's all she did. She came behind me, just lifted my hair up with one little puff like that, and she's like, "Have you been swimming?" I was like,
Get out.
yeah,
Really?
yep." I was like, "Yeah, I probably went swimming 4 times in the span of 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago. So in the last month, and that's it." And she said my hair is porous.
Porous.
Yeah. So when I get chlorine like that, it just gets really, I don't know, like hay.
It's alright. I can relate to that.
Yeah, that's why I only wash it 2 or 3 times a week. 'Cause the natural oils for it, my hair just operates best in those
Okay.
parameters.
You know what they say not to shampoo like every single like if you take a shower every day, you're not supposed to shampoo
Yeah.
every day like that.
I know.
I don't know. I went through my whole life shampooing all the time, and then when I had long hair, I got into conditioning. Making it look good, combing it a shit ton. You gotta make the lettuce look good when you put it back.
Let's.
And yeah, great results. Can't complain.
Yeah, I like I said, 2 or 3 times a week. And I stopped combing it after I showered. That wasn't good for it because
Really?
I shed a lot too.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of.
And it's been
for that.
that it's been healthier than ever.
You gotta go through it. You gotta comb out them sheds.
Yeah, I used to comb it all the time after I shower, but now I don't. I'll comb it later in the day when it's dry.
Okay.
But no, I agree. I was reading up on that a while back, and it just made sense. So like, people didn't put chemicals into their head 10,000 years ago. The body wasn't made for that. It's like, that makes a lot of sense. So 2 or 3 times a week, that's all you need. Exactly. If I get really dirty, if I go dirt biking, sweaty, dirty, or running, sweaty, then I'll wash it.
Tell me how dirt biking's going.
Ooh, loving it.
How you like?
Loving every minute of it.
That's not yours. Do you have a KTM?
No, I have a Honda.
Oh, okay.
This one's mine, but the pride and joy is over by the garage door over there. Yeah, that's my baby.
That's what's up.
I've been doing that as much as I can, and with this rain, it's been killing the vibe.
Now, is that a 250?
No, it's a 125.
Ah.
125, look alive.
That's looking. It's pretty big for a 125, eh?
Yeah, it's the smallest of the big bikes.
That's
it's my learning vesicle.
It's nice. I think.
Did I get that right, vesicle?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
All right.
You're good. I think the fastest I ever went on dirt bike was probably like, I was on Trey's YZ85 when he had it at the time.
They have some balls.
Yeah, I was like 4th gear, pinned it.
Oh!
Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But I haven't I rode dirt bikes, but I always rode Trey's TTR. So
125.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are nice little bikes though.
Yeah. What are you doing, Riley? Hey. Relax.
Watch the Y.
The TTRs, I don't understand. Like, mechanically, I just try to understand the mechanism behind how a TTR is the same displacement. It's not the same displacement, but it's the same. No, it is the same displacement as that bike. But with the stroke and the bore, I think is what just makes it a completely different bike. And how that can be a what they consider a quote-unquote big bike.
Yeah.
But a TTR 125 is considered a small bike.
Mm-hmm. No, Trey's was very small.
Yeah. Even everything about it. The way it sits, the tires. And then when you ride that, it's like, this ain't no TTR.
How fast that guy go?
How
fast have you went on that guy?
I'm not about fast, but the fastest I've probably ever gone.
Like
I've
what?
been in 6th gear. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said 6th gear.
It has 6
Because that's a
gears.
90s fire-breathing machine. I would say, with my fat ass, it's probably like...
This is literally the skinniest guy.
200, bro. 200 in a wheelie, too. No. Maybe 50. Not for long, though.
Yeah.
Not for long. 250, yeah, that's what I meant. My thing's just wheelies. I don't know. I caught a bug.
You do like your wheelies. You do wheelies on your 4-wheeler.
I don't know what it is. I just see videos of that on Instagram, and it just is like, I want to do that. I want to scrape some fender.
I feel.
I've been getting better.
I was over at Trey's this one time, and Ryan Fowler, he was riding a KT.
Shout out to Ryan Farrell, last guest on the podcast. Put the plug in. Continue.
Ryan Flower. So Mr. Ryan goes, I'm going to ride the KTM, and pulls it out, and I think he went for a wheelie or something, and he tipped the bike back and broke the fender right off the back of it, just snapped right off. And that's just been an ongoing joke for years, but what a guy.
Somehow I haven't done it to mine. And I've gone over one time in the street, which put me down pretty good. Maybe no. And then one other time just yesterday, right next to Mike. Mike was riding right next to me, just regular watching me do it. And I went down. But it was finally in a grass field. That's all I wanted. Because I was like, in a grass field, I can go down. And I just slide like I'm sliding into second base. And somehow I haven't. It scraped up my back fender, the tip.
Yeah.
But it's not broke. And I don't know how. And he was right next to me. He's like, you good? Just when you're back there, you know it's coming. You just throw it and whip into a slide quick. And it's on grass. I just popped right up. You good? Yeah, I'm good.
Dude, I went down in the worst way over in the cornfield across Mike's.
Really?
Yeah. We were racing, and I was on the TTR, and I made a huge rookie mistake and I took 1 foot off, kept 1 foot on, and I was just gonna push the bike forward and then kind of get on after it, you know?
Uh-huh.
And oh my goodness, did I Superman. I was full-fledged Clark Kent, just like that. Oh my God.
Riley. What do you need?
Riley,
I'm not, he's not even your, come here, talk to me.
I think it's the petting. I mean,
he doesn't even
I
know
just
your
have-
life. You're just
I have
barking
this
at a
connection with animals.
Sklur-
I see them and I go after them and
No,
I pet them and they
Sklur-
become.
Sklur is just a stranger
my
to you,
spell.
Riley. Why are you bugging?
'Cause I'm a fucking animal whisperer.
Who's top 5 greatest rock bands of all time?
Oh, tough one.
Top 5.
All right. Number 1, Tool. Number 2, Tool.
That's great.
Number 3, Def Leppard. Number 4, Kiss. Number 5, Queen. That was a fake fake list. None of that's true. But 1 and 2 is Tool. I will say that.
Can I get the real list?
All right. 3 probably.
Sorry, folks.
If we're gonna see, this is tough for me because there's a lot of talented, bands out there, but they're like my own personal preference because it hits me a certain way kind of gets in the way of it. But I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's the point. It's
I'm
subjective.
I'm just gonna have.
I want
to
your
get-
list.
all
I
right.
don't want some.
So
I don't want
1,
Rolling
2,
Stones.
Tool.
What's 3, 4, and 5?
I gotta say, I'm gonna pick out the bands that I think. I can't list them, but if I pick them out, I could probably pick an order. So I'm gonna throw Led Zeppelin in there. Don't look at me like that.
I'm looking at the TV.
You just shook your head like.
At the
Wow.
TV.
I'm just gonna throw.
Because I can't get over how nice that bike is. Continue.
That's true. It is kind of distracting.
Continue.
Zeppelin's in there. Probably Metallica, obviously.
They're still going hard.
Yeah. Metallica, Led Zeppelin. I'm not gonna lie, Kiss is probably gonna be in there for me.
Because Detroit Rock City.
That's right. And I'll explain mine a little bit. I just gotta. This is
Damn
hard.
right you will.
Let's see.
Detroit Rock City. Get up. I'm trying to think of who else you like. Guns N' Roses? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Guns N' Roses is in there, yeah, but I can't.
Is it? You didn't say them.
I know, but I can't. No, not in the list. I'm saying that honorable mentions. Honorable mentions for sure.
If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have listened to Guns N' Roses like I have.
Really?
Yeah. Just in
That's funny
the
because
past 8 to 10 years
you always
of my
used
life.
to just put "Sweet Child of Mine" on your iPod.
Yeah, because you used to bang hard. We used to put a lot of shit on my iPod.
We used to bang hard to Guns N' Roses.
We used to bang hard to a lot of just obscure songs that all rocked hard.
They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books. Sorry. All right. Tool, Zeppelin,
Skylar brings us back on
Kiss,
track.
Metallica. Good lord.
I should have said 10. It's always hard. You're lucky I didn't say
Oh,
1.
I would need some paper to write that out.
You want it? That's why I have this shit here,
Alright,
bro. I
yeah.
write everything down.
I suppose so.
I'm not just a fucking.
All right. Should
Look
I
at this.
just do 10 then?
Gotta cross out. I didn't run any miles today.
This
Just
went
just
from
list.
5 to
Yeah,
10.
let me list something quick right here.
Just write down like the first bands that come to mind, and then
Got title every entry, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at him use them margins. That's the old 1-incher up there. All right. So we got
He's got the notepad.
Tool, Metallica, Kiss,
I got multiple notepads. I got a biggie and a mini.
AC/DC,
Excuse me. Excuse me again?
Led Zeppelin. Who else?
Music. Music's one of these things.
Rage
Rage.
Against the Machine. Well, if I'm gonna write them, well, nah, we'll just throw in Beastie Boys as well. I don't know a lot of Beastie Boys, but I do know they fucking bang.
That is probably the craziest vinyl I have. Not my personal favorite, but the craziest vinyl.
What's your personal favorite?
vinyl that I have?
Yeah,
The Rolling Stones one. It's crystal. It's just about crystal clear.
really.
Obviously,
Does that
the
have, No
grooves.
Satisfaction.
It's their greatest hits, and it's a double.
Ooh.
Oh my! Dude,
Is it a
you
newer
put-
one or like an older one?
My dad. It's a newer one. My dad got it for me for Christmas like 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
You
It's
know,
crystal clear.
you know what I just
Side
oh,
3,
sorry.
second tape, over.
What,
All that, the whole, both, all that.
What are some of the songs on it? So we got No Satisfaction, like
Fact check.
what's the other one? I can't get no.
They have so many. Brown Sugar.
I'm trying to think of the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they have some ones that I just always heard, but I never knew the name of them.
Did you hear about Keith Richards, the guitar player for the Rolling Stones, snorting his dad's ashes? Thought it was coke.
You went deep. You went a little too
Crazy.
deep.
What a
Honky
wild
Tonk,
time.
dude. Honky Tonk Woman and Brown Sugar are two of, I think they're like more underrated songs, and those both belong in the top 4.
Okay.
You want me to list some of my personal favorites on it, or you want the whole?
Give me some of those personal favorites. My personal space.
So I would probably put Satisfaction at. I'll just run down the
That's
list.
my favorite one.
Satisfaction's probably a 3. Painted Black's 4, because my brother loves that.
Okay.
Under My Thumb, ooh, that's an underrated one, but that's probably 6. Jumpin' Jack Flash might be. Let me go down. I don't know. I'm actually gonna redo that quick. Top 3 I couldn't place them are Jumpin' Jack Flash, Honky Tonk Woman, and Brown Sugar. Gimme Shelter's just underrated and awesome. Under My Thumb. Those are the honorable mentions. There you go.
All right.
Let me run that back to you. Brown Sugar, Honky Tonk Woman, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. Top 3. And those were your honorable mentions. Paint It Black. Because that's on Guitar Hero. Do a couple chug and plays on Guitar Hero. See who... Separate the men from the boys.
Skylar and I were talking about this. Skylar Wasn't the Guitar Hero guitars? How much were they going for? So they were like stupid expensive now. Guitar Hero's like already a collector's item.
I have two over there.
Well, don't get rid of them because it's a collector's item and it's damn fun.
The one's a little janky, but I think it still works. All right.
Do
How
you
many
like-
you got? 3, 6, 9, 10?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I do have 10. I'm still going through here.
All right, let's hear them.
Got
Let's
11.
hear them.
All right, so
What
some
you
of this-
just looking at? Your phone's not gonna tell you who your favorite band is, Brandon.
Well, if I have a certain band that I look at and I know how much of the discography that I have of them, is that how you say that?
All right,
Discography.
hit it.
All right, so we got Tool.
Are these in no
So-
particular order?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't.
But Tool was clearly number one,
Of
as
course.
it's been in every
Of
single
course.
one of the.
Of course.
Continue and yeah,
So
multiple
Tool,
times.
what makes Tool great is Tool pretty much just slams your face in. They have, like I said, Maynard's he was on Joe Rogan. He's a good, well.
Yeah, he's a
good
buddy of
guy.
his.
He's good. I
Apparently-
definitely recommend that interview or that podcast if you haven't listened to it.
Yeah,
That's a
apparently,
good one.
apparently he's a good buddy of his.
Tool's great because they play kind of simple. It sounds like rock and roll music. It's like heavier rock, but they kind of throw different patterns and mix different ideas. Like a drummer's playing something, he's in the same groove as the guitar player and they're bassists, but when they all play, they're all playing like the guitar play one pattern, the bass plays a pattern, very similar to
Is this what we got?
no,
This ain't it.
no, you gotta spell Tool like Tool.
Oh, I thought it was with an H. Continue.
They all kind of like each individual guy kind of there's parts where they'll throw different time signatures together at like certain parts of the song. It's just or on their songs that are just it's insane, and all of it's catchy. It's not like too complex to listen to. It's all like ear fucks. It's great. Yeah.
All right. What else you got on that list?
We got Metallica, obviously. They pretty much
Yep.
just are
They're
the
They're
I don't
still in the game.
very. It's like probably one of the earlier heavy thrashy bands. I kind of like chug 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 in your face. Darkness
7-minute
imprisoning me. all
gut
that I see.
busting anthems. That's what Metallica's known for in my mind. I said
Yeah.
the one time they make a 7-minute song just feel like it's like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep. I've never heard someone say it like that. That's actually pretty accurate.
Their new album, it might be one of my favorite of all time.
I
Might be
used to-
because I've gone through the whole thing at least once. But now that we're dead, that's the song of the day, folks. That song,
One.
the drums in that song.
Some good kick patterns in that one, especially towards the end.
Now that we're dead.
Now that
Or
we're
one.
oh, now that we're dead. Oh,
Yeah.
that's off the new album.
Yeah, that's what
Wow.
I'm saying.
Oh I'm sorry.
You like that one?
I haven't really heard the new album. I've heard
Ooh.
what is that? A Moth in the Flame.
Yeah, they have one that's like Garage Inc. or something like that, or Metallica Inc.
Yep. And then the single that came out, Hardwired, like the one that everyone knows.
I definitely know it by
What's
name,
that?
but with these headphones on, I don't think I could put it. Here you go. Ride the lightning.
So Ride the
Was-
Lightning was the.
Here we
Ooh,
go.
Actually,
Get that mic close, boy. The people need to hear this.
All right.
Sorry, he's facing the TV here.
so click on
We need a
my
boom
my
form.
personal favorite was And Justice for.
And Justice for All, because you like one.
No,
I need them in order.
no, come on now.
You don't, all right, you don't like one.
I do like one, but you gotta like all the songs.
That's one of the ones we used to bang on the bus.
Of course.
Give me some pictures.
What you trying to look up?
Ride the Lightning. I just want them. When was the first one? There it is, 1984.
No, Kill 'Em All. One over.
That was their first one.
Yeah.
There's so many. Look at how many. Is Saint Anger an actual album by them?
Yeah.
Are these all original, like,
No snare
releases?
drum.
Studio albums 10. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Boom,
5, 6,
boom.
7, 8, 9, 10. Therefore,
You can't really count that. Well, you can count that as an album, but that's like all songs that they have in their past albums. That's just like
there
a
you
live
go.
album.
Yeah, because there you go. They have 4 live albums, 10 video albums. Too much. That's what I said. That's how I started this off. They've been going too damn long. 1983. Actually, they've been going just as long as they need to.
You see that order right there: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Justice and Master.
Come on.
In my opinion, those are the only 4 that matter.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
You're not even gonna go with the 2016.
Nope.
You haven't fucked with it. You just said you didn't listen.
I hear I listen to some things on it, and I can't get into it. Again, with how it is with me though, and a lot of people is like they'll listen to an album first and they'll hate it, and then you kind of get something that sticks in your head, and you go back and listen to it, and then you listen to more of it, and then more
That's
of it.
how I am.
You know,
I'm-
just kind of like it, but
It takes a while for a song to break in on me.
yeah. When I heard Moth in the Flame, like the chorus for that, there's certain harmonies that James does in the chorus there that I really dug a lot. And then there's like a little before the chorus hits, there's like a pre-chorus part, and there's like Kirk does this little guitar part. It's like there, something like that.
It's great workout music,
It
and
is.
they have some badass.
I will say Hardwire goes pretty damn hard. Do you remember that one? It's the one with the
I
triplets.
know
in
them all, but
It's
they
the
have
one
so
that-
many
it
songs.
lit-
I need to see it on my
It starts
phone.
out. I honestly think you'll recognize it as soon as it's the one that's like bada-bum, 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 bada-bum in the beginning.
It just sounded like Pat Benatar. Can we
You
play
mean
it?
no? You mean Heart? That was a Barracuda. Yeah, I got it. There's this one band I threw in there called Meshuggah though that I have to talk about.
Oh, 3 minutes. They kept this one down. Oh, I can only hear it in my head.
Yeah.
Tell me you come just lift some weights to that.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me you.
I actually did. I didn't tell you I was hitting the gym for a little bit.
Hey.
For a solid like 2 months.
When
And
I
then
get back to school.
You know, kind of just
At least you're there.
exactly. I was there for a little bit. I gotta get back though. That shit's good.
It's better than not being anywhere.
Sometimes, depending on what you're doing.
You're saying sometimes you just gotta be nowhere.
Yep.
See, Atlas Rise, Heart. Oh my gosh. That album.
The only 4
You-
albums.
Can
are-
you revisit that for me, please? Just as like a friend thing. Go listen to this back through.
I mean, I definitely will give it a chance.
Now that we're dead.
You like that one a lot, huh?
Ooh, that's perfect. It's 6 minutes and 59 seconds. That means if I start that song and run a mile, as long as I finish my mile before the song ends, I'll be under 7 minutes. And from there, just go less and less. Beautiful.
What's your mile now?
Fastest was 6:53.
You fucking asshole.
Just got to get out there. 17 miles
That's
tomorrow.
Ooh. You know what?
Zing.
You do marathons all the time, don't you?
No, this is the first one.
What? I thought you always
and,
were.
and
you-
most likely the last. Never say never though.
Are you running? You said 17 miles.
Tomorrow. It's like a training,
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually going.
and then I'm training for a marathon, and in September I'll run 26.
You know those Ironman things?
Yeah, that's appealing, but what I didn't really.
I probably would have a heart attack
What I
halfway
didn't-
through that.
what I didn't
Not-
really
Not
f-
even halfway. Probably just. My heart would
No.
literally just blow up.
No, you wouldn't. You time it correctly. I've been doing this for 6 months. It's not something like, oh, in a month I got a marathon, I go. Like I've probably been.
Oh, I know.
So
yeah.
it's in
You
September.
do you do like short distances first and then go to?
So if you flip a couple pages back on that notepad I gave you, that's my current schedule. But I've been running since whatever 6 months ago is March. Some of that shit's shit for work. So just page and you'll see a graph I drew on there. And that's my current schedule, right there. So right now I'm alternating between. This week I just did 3 2.6s, and then tomorrow I'll run a long run, and then next week it's similar, but I'll replace one of those 2.6s with a 6 mile run. and that's what it is. It just keeps me sane. It really keeps me sane. I think, Skylar, for you, that's kind of what music does. Brain in the same way. It's something to do. What was that?
You definitely still need exercise with music.
Oh, no doubt.
Once you meet musicians, you learn that.
I think, yeah, because it takes so much intellectually.
I know what you mean, though, like that kind of escape aspect.
Yes, someone needs. I've talked about that before on here. That you need that. I think exercise is. To me, it's like not an option, because
Those chemicals being released are good things, and is all things that you need in your brain.
And I think people like. They just take that. They don't think of that.
Nope, they don't think that aspect of it. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't.
I think of that all the time. Like,
Of
what am I
course.
putting in my body? How am I treating it?
See, what I think about that. See, that's where I'm kind of weak at that point, because you know, Burger King. I love Burger King.
That's the problem.
But
I'm not okay. I'm not a saint. I like
Well, of course,
that's
but-
the beauty of it. It's a struggle of striving to just like eat clean consistently, exercise consistently.
Mhm.
Like I fucked up last night. I got into my mom's own stash. I know she has a stash, and she usually just gives me candy if I ask, and I got into some chocolate and some Sour Patch Kids.
Dude, that's awesome, though.
Yeah, but like every now and then you just need that. And that's kind of how alcohol is too for me now, since that's part of the reason I started running, is because I knew if I had something to do, I knew probably 6 months ago at this point, the idea of like, well, if I have to focus on running, I know I won't. If you have to go for a 17-mile run, you can't drink the night before. Hard.
Yeah.
This is my second drink tonight, and it's my last. But the other things I take into account, it's 9:00 now, and I'll be done with this in 5 minutes, and then I drink water
Yeah, yeah.
to dilute it.
That's smart, dude.
And that's part of the reason I ran it, is because I was like, I was either gonna do something to take up my time and make me think, or not think in some cases, but I knew it wouldn't make me drink and just fall back
It's
into
that release.
some holes I've been in. Yeah.
You just get some stuff built up in there in your head, and you just
Yeah.
kind of are like, I could use a drink, and instead now you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go on a run.
You replace it. You're just
That's right.
you're taking one piece out and you're
Hell
just
yeah.
putting one piece back in. It's like you're digging up. I just call them, people have holes, and I think one of the holes every single person has, kind of just like, no matter how much it displays in person, is just knowing you're gonna die,
No, of course.
and that's such a negative thing. Like,
no, not at all.
and you can't picture.
Dude, that's
Well,
not,
it's how you look at it.
Of course, but it's not a negative thing.
But
One th- exactly.
Well,
It's
okay.
perceived as a negative
So-
thing, but it's not.
so-
It's bound to happen, man.
So it's a
no
thought.
matter what.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's bound to happen, and every single person who is coherent and intellectual and can comprehend that
Mm-hmm.
has to live with that.
Yep.
And I think that's just like, no matter what, no matter like which way a person goes after that in life, is up to so many different circumstances. But
Yeah.
that burden
Mm-hmm.
is one everyone inherently pretty much lives with. And then from there, like, people have other holes in their lives that they need to fill. And to me, it's like, you can fill those holes with shit, or you can fill them with like dirt and make it firm, and so you could drink, and that's just shit you're putting into
Drink
that
out
hole.
of the dirt that
You
you
know,
just
just
built.
yeah, whatever. Like, shit's going on in everyone's life.
Grow
There's
some
struggles.
flowers, you know,
Yeah,
in the
have
dirt.
have a garden. I want to have a garden when I grow up.
Gardens are pretty sick.
That's
My
what I
mom
mean.
had a garden for a short while. We grew some corn, some cucumbers, some tomatoes, some pea pods. You know, they were good.
Fresh
So-
veg, like,
string beans, bro. You ever have string beans?
absolutely.
With you gotta. I let them sit in hot water for a little bit, so softens them up. Because a
Mhm.
lot of people, I feel like a lot of people can throw them in cold water, get them wet, and then they serve them right away. Where it's cold,
You can steam them too.
or steam them. Yeah. But yeah, do that. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I do throw a little bit of butter in there.
Absolutely.
But
Butter's good. Like, if you're
Not
doing
all
it
the
right,
time. Not all the time.
if you're doing it right mindfully, you can throw in a healthy amount.
Yep.
That's the thing. I went so deep into dieting, or not dieting, but diet nutrition at school. So I know I just acquired so much knowledge about that.
You like salad now?
Well, it's just
you've
like,
always loved
it's
salad, but
what it is
now you're focusing on salad. You never thought you'd focus on salad
exactly. As a kid, I hated broccoli.
before. Of course.
I cried.
Actually,
I didn't cry.
steamed broccoli, I always, like, if I go to the Outback, like, I've been going to the Outback, shouts to the Outback, to, very long while. Like, since I've been, like, 7 years old, we've been going to this Outback. Every single time I get a steak. Like, there hasn't been one time we've gone to the Outback and I have not gotten a steak.
Yeah.
I kind of bounce around. I used to be a ribeye guy. Switched over to New York Strip. Switched over to... I think I just got a mess on
Sirloin. I think that was
Sirloin,
me.
yeah, that's one. And then now I'm on the prime rib. Prime rib is just...
That's healthy for you too.
Yeah.
If you get a nice steak, as a kid I never would have been able to do it. I would do steak and potato with a lot of butter on both. But if you do a steak, I can now do a steak with broccoli, like just a plain steak, maybe with a little bit of butter on the grill, just a little bit, not a lot.
Yep.
On the grill, if you cook it like that, and steam broccoli, and the only thing I need on it is salt and pepper.
You know,
and that's it. And as a kid, I would have been able to eat the steak, but it would have been like, oh, it's good, but it's not spectacular.
I'm just gonna write this down right now. You might know it. You know what adobo is?
Adobo?
Adobo.
It's a burrito or Mexican?
No,
Oh.
I'm writing it down, son. This is something you need to get and put on your steak. I wrote it down right here on this paper.
You wrote it on your paper. Flip back.
Well, I'm not gonna rip this paper out of your notebook. This is yours.
Oh. Whew. Souvenir.
All right, so I gotta get going with this list because I want to go outside and smoke a cigarette.
Oh, come on.
So we got
None of that.
what?
None of that. You don't need that. Continue.
Anyway,
I'm just talking about good health, healthy eating. I gotta go outside and smoke a cigarette. I gotta go outside.
all right.
Continue.
Well, before you distract me. So we got, yeah, Rush is on here.
Are you being
Kiss.
serious? I don't know if that was a joke.
What?
Russ bangs hard.
Rush.
Russ. Oh, you said Rush? All right, continue.
Rush also bangs hard though. So we got Kiss up on this list, and the only reason I'm gonna make this short is Kiss has an elaborate stage show, which makes them great, and it was like probably one of the first bands to kind of make like a huge stage show back in the day. Where, like, you know, Gene Simmons breathing fire,
Dude.
like legitimately his mouth had fire coming
Yeah.
out of it.
They were wild.
There was no kerosene
motherfuckers.
involved. He literally just opened his mouth like a dragon, except he's a demon, and right out came the fucking flame. Throws the sword into the ground.
Spoilers.
Well, now I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna say that. All right, so AC/DC's next.
Banana.
No. AC/DC's great, just cause like.
Shouts out to AC/DC and that song, but Quiet Riot has a pretty good testament to knocking down Highway to Hell. They did it.
What do you mean?
Quiet Riot, the band,
Yeah.
did Highway to Hell. And
Oh,
in my
really?
opinion, it's neck and neck with the
Competes?
original. It competes.
You ever hear
Banana.
what is that? Come Together by the Beatles. You ever hear Aerosmith's version of that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Aerosmith's version?
For a while, I just listened to it, and I probably listened to it with Aerosmith just more than every time I heard that song. Probably
Yeah.
80%, and I didn't know on the radio. I just heard it, and I would listen to it and be like, "This song's banging." And then I realized the Beatles did it, because I'm not a huge Beatles fan girl.
Yeah, I haven't been
Not huge. I like a lot of their stuff, but not crazy. And then I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I just realized, and that's kind of one of the. For a while, I never dabbled in bands doing other bands' stuff. What are they called? Covers.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, Quiet Riot, they go on Highway to Hell. Metallica does a lot of covers of some other really good songs.
Yeah, they put out a whole album of covers.
I didn't know that.
That was Garage Days.
Is that Garage Inc. or whatever it was?
Yeah.
It was either Metallica Inc. or something like that.
No, it was Garage Inc. or Garage Days or Garage Days, something like that.
Yeah. But
Their version of Whiskey in the Jar. You know Whiskey in the
Dude,
Jar?
that's got to be top 3 fave for them all the time.
Like
'Cause,
songs.
yeah, at school that was one I would work out to.
Yeah.
At 6 in the morning, I would just put that on and be like,
The Metallica
"This is the
version.
grind." Yeah.
Get out.
And I was
So
like,
you've
this
been at
is it.
school this whole time, and this whole time in my head, I haven't been knowing that you were working out to Whiskey in the Jar by Metallica, the song that I fell in love with
This is the kind
when
of
I was
music.
a young chap.
Oh, I fell in love with it. This is the kind of music I work out to. I put on Pandora. I have Metallica and a lot of them. I have a running list on my phone. Like this stuff I work out to, like Five Finger Death Punch, Metallica,
What Five Finger
Airborne.
Death Punch?
What Five Finger Death Punch?
Yeah, like what songs?
I have them on my phone. There's so many songs. Like the
Alright,
whole
alright,
list. I'm just
yeah.
thinking of bands, songs, and all different things. So Five Finger Death Punch, Vengeful One. Vengeful One. I don't know if you know that one.
No.
And
I
then
was
there's
just
one
curious
other one.
because of that "Remember Everything" song that they did. That's like their biggest hit.
Really? I can't think
I
of
think
it.
so.
And then
It's like a ballady
what's
one.
the other one? 3 Days Grace, Animal Inside, like just songs like that. And that's why we're at 6 o'clock in the morning. It just wakes you up if you need to. Yeah, at
you
6
like that
o'clock
one?
in the morning.
You like Riot?
Summer. By wait, right? The song, by is it a song or a band?
Let's start a riot.
Okay,
You know
I
that
got
one?
you. Yeah. By 3 Days Grace.
That's a good one. You
And
know
at
they
6
got a
in the-
new
and-
singer now.
I don't follow him. It's one of like hard, not
Yeah.
super fanboy.
I
But to me, it's like, listen, this
Literally-
song does what I need
yeah,
for it to do, and I thought about that today. Like
pumps you up.
in music, sometimes I get caught up in like, oh, the music coming out, these artists aren't doing the stuff they got, because I'm in the '90s hip hop, and that's like my big thing. And I listen to a lot of, just a lot of stuff. Tribe Called Quest.
Tupac.
right? But
Tupac and Biggie.
now Gangstar has absolutely honorable mention. Like stuff like Gangstar, Nas, and then current day I listen to people that kind of remind me of that, but they do it with the modern twist. And sometimes I just get caught up in some like rappers, just these little rappers. And I
You
get
love
caught
your
up,
rap.
but yeah, their name with Lil in their name. I think people know what I meant, but now that I was distracted, I would get caught up, and I was like, yeah, but I have some artists that for me, it's just like one or two songs, and I don't get invested in who they are, because that's how I like my bands. I kind of like to know who I'm listening to, know a little history, do some research, but kind of sometimes I just realize it's like, well, if you only need one or two songs from that band, that's their contribution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may not need to agree with some stuff that their principles or whatever they believe, but that's how music works. That's some rappers, some bands. You just said like one or two songs. That's all I need. It's your contribution.
I feel. You like Eminem, like older Eminem?
Oh
I don't
my
think he was really
gosh.
90s. I think he was more like
Early.
2000s. But yeah. What is that? The song that Without Me, that album. I love that
Curtain
song.
Call.
That's a good one. No,
Oh.
Curtain Call was a little bit later on. It's the red one. I literally have a picture.
Yeah, I didn't get in him. I was a Lil Wayne baby.
Oh,
So,
I know that.
But I got into Eminem like this. Working out he's another one. I'll work out to his tracks.
I think it's called the Eminem Show.
The
now that I
Slim
think about
Shady
it.
LP.
No, that was
No, that's
his
the one.
like one of his first ones, I think. Yep, that's it right there. 2002. I just
20
don't
tracks.
give a fuck.
20 tracks. Without Me,
That's it.
Till
That's
I
the one.
Collapse.
Two trailer park girls go round the outside.
That's what I love about vinyl. It's like you just listen to stuff all the way through. You
Does
never
sound a
think
lot
like
better.
albums tell a story.
You want to know what I just got?
D's.
These turntables.
D's.
I got my uncle came over and dropped off a box full of vinyls, and he had this turntable from the 1970s, and it's an old Pioneer PL115D. It's like a boxy, a big boxy one that kind of sits. It's like, I don't know. It's just from the 70s, and it needs a few fixes, but
So
that's gonna be my
scratching?
new
You gonna be scratching on it?
era.
Are you actually, or are you
Yeah,
just
dude.
using it?
Of course.
Oh,
I'm not gonna use that for just good sounding vinyls.
you and I have the same.
Skylar just
Yeah,
blew
it's
up my
tougher.
whole.
You can do. You
my
can.
whole
there's
whatever
stuff you
I
can
just
do,
was
though.
building right there. Just got
there's
blown
no,
up
no,
by
no.
one sentence. By
There's stuff you
Skylar.
can do with it though. Like just because you can't do that one single
No,
thing.
I
there's
have
other.
no plans whatsoever to do any type of.
Oh,
Scratch.
so you, okay.
No,
I would.
no, not at
You
all.
had me.
I just want to hear. I'm gonna get legitimate speakers too, like big, those big guys, those guys with the balls, those big guys.
I need to get to the record store.
Yes.
We need to make a trip.
I actually.
They're
Skylar
not
and I were
open
about to
Sundays
go.
or Mondays.
There's.
We don't
oh,
even
never mind,
know.
never mind. Sundays. Has to be Sundays. They're pulling a Chick-fil-A.
We don't
Closed
even know.
on
That's how
Tuesday.
sad it is. Back in the
Sunday.
Disney, I used to know it. It's either Monday or Sunday. Maybe it's both. And then it's Monday. You're absolutely right. Look, oh, Sunday and Monday, boom. I gave you your options. I don't know if I'd be able to scoot there tomorrow. Maybe I could squeeze in half an hour after my run. Yeah,
Guess what I'm doing?
going to Double Decker Records with me for half an hour tomorrow after my run.
I'm down. I have off.
All right, what else are you doing then?
Sunday, getting up at like 10 a.m. Gonna go play some freaking hockey. How do you feel about hockey?
I don't know. You're my hockey expert though. As far as podcasts go this far, I was like, he knows more about music and hockey than most people I know. So he's my guy.
Thanks. That really makes me feel like you know me.
But what do I think about hockey? I played it. I think Chell. Chell is the way to go
Of course.
on Xbox.
Well, that's the only game, the only choice you have.
And I just obviously just some balling highlights. I'll watch balling highlights of any sport, but besides that, I don't invest in it.
So you mind if we watch something right quick?
How's right? Yeah, what do we got? How's right?
Go to
quick?
videos.
What do you got?
Look up Flyers versus the Red Army.
Sound like a bunch of commies.
Click. Yeah. Wait. The second one.
Sounds like a bunch
Actually-
of commies.
Huh. Yeah. Click that first one. This is just what happened in that game.
2 minutes.
This is the Soviet Union's hockey team.
Oh, this is like
Do I have that right, Skylar?
Miracle.
Like Russia. Yeah. Okay. Like the Soviet.
You've seen the movie Miracle then, right?
Of course.
Dude, that's oh my gosh, 1976.
Just watch this. So there's one hit. Now watch all these. Just watch all.
Who's the Red Army?
The Soviet Union hockey team.
And why
Or
were the
USSR
Flyers?
hockey
Why were
team.
the Flyers playing them?
I
Why
have no
not
idea.
like
I don't
Team
know.
USA or something?
I don't know.
Woo!
Look at, right. Hang on a sec. Watch this.
Yeah, they're going hard.
Watch this.
That's what I love about hockey.
Oh, it's not.
Oh
Like
my
this
gosh, his
nowadays.
helmet's off. It's football on ice.
Look at this. Look at this.
Is that a fan?
No, he just drilled that dude.
Oh my lord.
Look at him.
I thought there was a fan on the
Now
ice.
watch what happens. Comes across and just gets leveled.
Yikes. Yikes.
Dude, the Flyers are out here not even wearing helmets, and the Soviet Union is wearing.
I don't get
helmets.
why they're playing the Soviet Union.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it great, though.
See,
Watch
this is
Look
something
at,
I
now
would-
watch. See, there's a conflict going on here. Now watch what happens.
Yeah.
Watch what the Philadelphia Flyers.
So the whole
I am not a Flyers fan, by the way. I am 100% Penguins fan. But look at what these
Pittsburgh.
Flyers do to the Soviet Union
So-
right now.
because we don't have video going on this, I haven't seen a single Flyers player wearing a helmet yet. The USSR is, or Red
Look at
Army,
the goalie's Jason.
because I can't confirm or deny that it's actually a USSR team.
Look at this. Look at
They
this.
do sound
Look at this.
like a bunch of commies, though. I don't, Skylar, if you could confirm or deny that.
You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing though? Hang on.
What are they?
They're pissed. They're talking to the ref. They're like, "Yo, this isn't how we play hockey."
Everyone gets pissed.
Yeah, but
Get over it.
watch this. Basically, what ends up happening is they walk off of the ice. They don't even finish the game because the Flyers are kicking their ass.
Good. Good.
And I'm a Penguins fan. I'm not supposed to say these things.
It's just facts.
It
you're
is,
not.
though.
You're not stating emotion. You're stating what happened.
I'm a hockey fan.
Yeah.
I love my Penguins. I'm.
I
don't
love
know.
the Phillies.
When I first got into hockey, I watched football. Football was my thing. Now there's too many egos in football. I can't stand it. All the flamboyancy, just it's whatever. But just too many big egos that just kind of make me angry. You know, where like they score a touchdown, they're like celebrating. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you did your job. You know, in hockey, there's like it's a team celebration.
Yeah.
They all come together. You
Is
know,
it
and they're
like baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You ever see? Oh my God, I literally watched a video the other day that literally brought me to tears, and never has ever happened. Who's the guy? Jose Hernandez? Hernandez, right?
Yeah. Jose.
Did you see the guy that came up first at bat? I'm pretty sure the pitcher threw him like a dud pitch, like right down the middle on purpose, but he knocks it out for a home run, and literally as he's running the bases, he steps on home plate. Everyone's up like clapping their hands. They know it's a tribute to Jose Hernandez, like for him passing away, and like he's like crying and shit, and he's just like slapping hands on his way to the dugout.
And
But
who
he's
was
like,
this?
it's
Who
I
was the
don't,
guy that hit the home run?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's sad. I just I looked that up today. It's weird because I've been out of touch with baseball
Same.
for a bit, but you know how much like I always think baseball. If you like had to ask me one question about anything in my life, and I had to pick something I knew the most about, like the genre.
Yeah.
Like I know more about baseball than anything.
We used to talk about in 5th grade. We used to talk about. Oh God. Who was that guy? I don't know. We always quoted Major League though.
Yeah, baseball was my life.
And here
since
comes.
since I was a kid.
Is it Jack Parkman? Is that the dude from the second one? Jack Parkman, when he comes in, he does his little shimmy.
The guy that names
And
the bat.
here's
Makes all the women in Cleveland puke.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Remember when he goes, just a bit outside.
Yeah. But I think of that a lot. Baseball was my extracurricular life. Probably since like 6th grade
Yeah,
until 12th grade.
yeah.
At least, but I played it obviously before that.
When the last time I watched you play your baseball game over at what is that, Limeport over there?
Okay.
I could tell you were into it. You got a bloody ass nose. Put a napkin in there, but I could tell you were into it. Just the way your demeanor was, like you are into that. I respect it.
It's my. I said today it was my first love,
Yeah,
and it always will be.
yeah.
I respected the game so much, and it just teaches you so much about life.
That's how I feel about football.
Yeah, and it like probably with guitar too. You feel that that's what you just need something like that. But
I felt very like I liked football up until a point though, like because there came a point where it was like, you know, even though you're that young, if you're in a certain organization, like there's expectations that you need to meet sometimes as a kid that like
you don't even know
I don't
there.
agree with the yelling aspect of football. I agree because that I think I don't know. Like sometimes you like if you're screwing around at practice or something, like go for it, But there were times where like before I would start a football game, like I was so nervous, like my hands, like all my teammates would be like getting pumped up like underneath the goalpost and like running out and stuff, and like I'm kind of like in there like like in the back though, and I was like kind of like I was the quarterback, so like I was a key contributor to the team and stuff. Not saying that nobody, but like
one of the main.
Yeah, and I had people talking to me like from like the higher weight classes, like telling me like, oh, you better get ready for next year and this and that, like, and it just scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't like how many standards you have to meet for like a youth, like, and you don't like parents don't think of that. I feel like
as a kid you don't even like when you're young you don't even realize they're there, but they're there.
Mhm.
And then you grow up and you learn to realize that. And for me, baseball was always my dad. If it wasn't for my dad, like just setting aside being the man I am today, baseball just wouldn't have
That's
existed.
funny. And you
It
know, I could
wouldn't-
say the same about my dad.
It wouldn't have existed because, like, probably from the time I was like 10 or 11 to the time I was 16, he'd still go and hit with me when I was like 17. He just, that's like, what is that? 6-7 years he was with me, and
Mhm.
he put up, like, as a kid, I was just not cocky, but I didn't want to be told anything. We would go to Hitter's Edge nights a week. That,
You
like,
do the fast one? Were
I
you in
just
the
worked
fast
my
lane?
way up.
Yeah.
There was times if I needed to work on something, I might go to the slow one and try to
Yep,
make on
yep.
staying back and going to the right side. When I just was like needed to go to a game, I would hit medium, and then I worked my way up to the fast one. But as a kid, I just didn't want to be told anything.
Exactly.
It was just like stay through the ball, drive it to right. It
You
was
just
like,
want to do.
shut up.
You don't want to
Shut
listen.
up.
You just want to do it and teach yourself. I feel
Yeah.
like as a kid, at least for me,
So then that went on, and what happened was I think, not only did I see, because one day he said something. I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, you just don't want to be told anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit me. And I learned that, and then once I learned that he had the right things to say, for probably a year, 2 years, he would come with me still to the batting cage. And then that 2 years, I took in everything he was trying to tell me. And then he saw I was at a point where I could do it with myself.
I love
So
the way
then
your
there-
dad taught baseball, though. I really did. Especially, I like the way. See, I felt like he was a good discipliner, too. Like when you get out of line and stuff. I feel like he
Mhm.
was never like over the edge,
Yeah, he
And
doesn't
but
take shit.
But exactly, that's the other thing. Whereas because I knew, you remember when we played and Jill used to come up to the fence and stuff like that, and I was talking to her. When I think back to that, when he was saying Nipsey with Mary, he was like, you can't be playing Nipsey with Mary Jane over there. In that moment, I was making a joke of it. You remember that? Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
You can't be playing Nipsey
Go!
with Mary Jane over there. At the time, I was like, I always made jokes of it, but other coaches would literally just make a complete ass of me, right then and there in the spot, whereas he kind of was like,
He made
all right,
an ass in the
listen,
proper way.
Exactly,
He made an ass.
exactly, yeah.
Dude, my dad, he just has that touch sometimes
Yeah.
with that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said, that's why in baseball I was who I was. And just every single aspect of my life, if it wasn't for my dad,
Yep.
it would be. But yeah, he has a way of being that's where my respect for the game came.
Of course, that's where your
Like,
respect in general comes
Yeah.
from.
And for the game like that, to
Mm-hmm.
me, if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't want to see her. I didn't want to talk to. I would talk to maybe
You
a
wanna
couple
get yourself
people.
in the
I
zone,
would talk
bro.
to a couple people for the game, but don't come up to me if I'm on the on deck circle.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of, I think what he was getting at.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we're playing a game, and that's like I said. I just loved the game and I respected the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
too much to fuck around.
Yeah.
And
You're passionate
Not,
about it.
not
It's
only
that
that,
passion. You know that passion?
I spent
You
so
get it and you take it in, and it gets in your heart and you love it. And that's a Brandon speech for the day.
so many hours. That's what passion is. Passion is, are you willing to put in hours when no one's looking? No matter what, enjoy it too. I did that with baseball. I've been doing it with my dirt bike. I do it with running. Just that's passion. To not have to give a fuck and just go
I feel
fuck you
that.
world,
Yeah.
give me an hour. No, not give me this is my hour or two to
when
do.
you're
what I
doing
want.
it and it's you lose track of time and you feel distracted by it and you just get under this different persona that you
Yeah.
get and you just it makes you become this person that's all right, I'm gonna be better at this, but I'm doing this, and then you just lose track of time and you've just been practicing and practicing and practicing.
And it teaches you about, not only does it teach you about life, it teaches you about life, but also what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's why to go running tomorrow, 17 miles, all told, it's going to be at least 3 hours. The whole thing of driving wherever I got to go, running, coming home, you have to make sure your nutrition's on, and when I shower, by the time I'm done showering, it'll be at least 3 hours. You don't do that because you hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying go out and run that and train up to that point. I'm just saying that everyone needs something like that, whether it's guitar, if you're a painter, whatever it may be. Just go out and find that thing that you can do for hours without no phone, not needing a phone, not needing to talk to anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Just whatever you're passionate about. And for me, it's like I have 2 or 3 things in my life actively that I do, and then 2 or 3 things that I think about, like being good to other people. Because that's not a physical thing, but it's just a mental.
Yeah.
That's like a mental exercise to be like, if you're being shitty to someone, you're flexing that muscle of just like, yo, chill out, stop being a dick. And that's
Exactly.
another one. And that's like, for me, that's life. To me, that's simple. The only have to worry about dirt biking, running, working, nutrition, and sleep. That's 5 things.
Yeah.
Physically that I can do. And then mentally, besides those 5 things occupy my mind.
You're just such in a clear headspace when you do those things.
Yeah. Being a good person and just respecting others. Those are the 2 intellectual things you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then read a lot. I
Yeah.
try to read as much as I can.
I got respect for that. I can't sit down and read.
Yeah. And I'm not saying reading a book is invaluable as well. Like just a normal book. But online is just 4 or 5 articles or 4 or 5 paragraphs, you know what I mean? That's invaluable. And I've started to learn to try to, especially with doing this podcast, it's made me intellectualize picking up words and using them. What does this word mean?
Yeah.
I actually like it's like 10th grade or something. I have at my desk, I have 2 words in my head that I was like, all right, you're going to learn the definition and incorporate these in your vocabulary. And it's just, that's part of why I wanted to do this.
It's a good
Because
routine to get into.
you have to be able to, in life, you have to be able to translate something to someone and to do it in the most efficient and effective way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of wanted to do this podcast.
That's what's up.
It makes me think about this stuff. It just gets the gears turning.
That's
And then
good.
I have those other 5 things, and that's all I have to worry about.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear you doing good.
I'm doing great.
That's what I'm
How about
talking
you? You look great. You look healthy.
Thank you.
Besides
I've
them ciggies.
Yeah, that's gonna be temporary because I'm gonna get back into vaping. But
Listen, people shit on it, but vaping, when it does what it was designed to do, is, to me, the right way to go.
there's definitely not enough research behind it at all to see what the negative, long-term negative things, But I would definitely say that. In my personal opinion, if it's water vapor, it's just like science to kind of it's like kind of science. Like it has to be, at least like.
Takes time.
Yeah, I would think it's healthier. I mean, it's water vapor.
Well, so, okay.
But again, like I just said, it kind of contradicts with what I just said. But I don't know. I think that there's more research needs to get done to it. But as far as cigarettes go, you literally get cancer from cigarettes, and that just is kind of, it makes you think about cigarettes, about smoking cigarettes, like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
so
know.
Scott, you do get cancer from sugar. But
I'm just saying,
to me,
I guess in general too, not just the cancer aspect. I didn't think that one too deep, but
well,
just in general.
it took time. It took time for people to realize that. And what was it? The 20s and 30s and 40s, cigarettes were did they have health? Yeah, they had health benefits, and it took. Now what is that? We're almost I don't know when cigarettes really came around, but I would say at least 40, 50, 60 years later, now we realize because it took all that time to figure out. But I'm not any genius. I won't be surprised if in 60 years, vaping, it could take a turn anywhere.
Yeah.
But to me, I look at it for what it is. They're made out of oils from plants. Some of them are made out of what, canola oils or something like that.
What's vape? Wait, like juices?
Yeah, vape juices.
No, it's just food coloring and.
Yeah, but what burns? I think what actually burns, what lights off the mechanism behind what's happening is oils. And to me, when I think of that, it's it just seems for face value,
it's vegetable
it's
glycerin, food coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's undoubtedly stuff in there that's not good, but when you
think
look at it,
is food coloring. I'm sorry to cut you off. Is food coloring? Is that not good for you? Do I have that wrong?
Some studies have pointed that way.
that's the thing. Some stuff, it's it takes time. We need more and
I don't
more.
know. The bottom line is I like what you're doing. Just kind of, or what we were talking about earlier. It's good to replace that type of, when you feel like you need to, I don't know, a release or something. I feel like, if you do something like running or eat a fucking salad, something like that. I don't know.
It's-
That's so much better.
It's tough to break a
Do
mold.
drugs, smoke pot.
It's tough to break the mold.
Don't smoke pot.
It's tough to break the mold
Yeah.
of whatever you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you can. That's what it just takes time. Like that's what these things teach you. To get good at something, it takes time, and that's life. People want it now. I would love to be 5 pounds lighter right now. I think just about anyone you talk to would probably love to be 5 pounds lighter. But it doesn't happen like
Yeah.
that. Boom. 2 days. I ate like 2 salads and some chicken in the last 2 days. So you're not better. Like, it takes time. And once you realize that and break the mold of just thinking it's going to be like instant gratification,
But that's
then you just that's what you take your time with. And you,
yep.
And
That's where people's like attention spans kind of go off
Yeah.
those. Like,
But
they
once
want it's. I feel like we've been taught to like kind of like if you want something, you can get it literally like that,
Mhm.
snap of a finger
Yeah.
on your phone. You know.
Yeah.
And that's where people are like that once they have to wait for something or like something takes time, they're just like
Mhm.
distracted, move on to something else.
Yeah. So e-juice or vape juice is a mixture of water, food grade flavoring, a choice of nicotine levels or zero nicotine, and propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin was what I was talking about.
So is that
Glycerin.
that's not
So-
not food coloring though, right?
No, it's just flavoring. The coloring
did have
comes
that
from the
wrong.
vegetable glycerin, and like just looking at that, if that's true, that's like
That is true.
that's one. Yeah, and if it's accurate, if it's not bullshit data or something that the government propaganda is feeding into your skull, that's only like 5 ingredients, and to me, it just makes sense. No matter what 60 years of studies may show, that 6 ingredients that include vegetable glycerin, food grade flavoring, and propylene glycol, like cigarettes have 5,000. It's like it just if you intellectualize it like that and just think of it in that single way, it's like, yeah, this stuff's probably healthier. It may not be great, but I know people that were not lifelong, but smoked for like 8 or 10 years, and it's just these people that are like they're gonna be in the grave with a pack of
Yeah.
cigarettes in their suit, but they went from vaping and they resisted at first, but they got into vaping, and then probably a year later they got off, and it's like when it works like that, which is how it's supposed to work, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So
And it looks cool.
yeah,
It's all about that
it's enjoyable.
aesthetic.
For me, it's enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
Have a
Way-
couple
oh my
couple
God,
puffs of
way
peach
more
rings with a
enjoyable.
glass of wine.
Dude.
Oh.
It seems like it's at least less shitty than smoking. Like,
Yeah, that it seems at face value, disregarding 60 years of study one way or the other,
at least less shitty.
it's at least less shitty. Skylar put it perfectly. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna jump back on track to these bands right quick because
Finish it out.
I'm bringing it back.
Finish it out. Round
Rage
it out.
Against the Machine.
Dun-dun.
Rally around the family. Bow wow, bow with a pocket full of shells. That's not really a good
Bow
thing
wow,
to say.
wicka, wow, wow.
Did you
wicka,
wait?
wicka.
Did I send you that meme?
I didn't get it.
Oh,
I didn't get it, bro.
you didn't? Oh, you didn't.
I didn't get it.
Oh, so you know? Do you remember the
No,
Owen
no, no.
Wilson?
Yeah. Okay. Wow, wow. I get the wow. Well, what was
Waka.
And yeah, what was that though? I don't know the Muppets. I don't know the Muppets. Just
Yeah, just the,
Yeah,
that's
but it's
that
not
was
Waka.
the
It's
no.
Bow. It's like bow. It's not waka. Sorry, I've adjusted the mic
It's
for
wow
the listener.
wow. So Owen Wilson's doing the wow wow waka wow wow waka
Oh,
waka waka.
I was
wow,
singing
wow,
it the other
waka,
way
wow,
around.
wow.
I was singing it the other way
You know
around.
what I mean?
Bow wow, wicka, wicka.
Come with it now.
That's song.
In my
That's
head, it
another
just,
one. Go work
goes
out to
hard.
that. Tell me
Exactly.
you don't want to do what you can
All
do.
right. So Rage Against the Machine,
Bow wow.
brilliant band.
Wicka, wicka.
Beastie Boys. I definitely throw them in there just because like they did not introduce rap rock, but they were a band
They were
that in my opinion made the perfect mix of kind of like wasn't overly rap, it was more rock, and you know I'm a rock guy, but it kind of just had a lot of rap, like hip hop, 90s style influences, like Sabotage. It's just like Sabotage is like I look at that song kind of hits people in similar ways as like a Tupac song would hit. You know what I mean? It's just that. Wow.
It's an anthem.
Oh my god, it is an anthem.
It's an anthem.
All right, I'm gonna go on about this super metal band right now. They're called Meshuggah.
I've heard about them.
They oh my god, they're in my opinion they're probably one of the best bands. Like this again is my like this is one of my favorite bands, just because they go very hard, and they make their music is very intense. I will say, but in terms of like heavier music that people are listening to, uh, what's like like bands like back in the day, like when Kiss and AC/DC were bands, they were like the bigger bands. Whereas like nowadays, like if you were to listen to metal nowadays, like bigger bands are more like their songs just aren't as good, or like in my opinion as greatly composed as, I hope I'm saying that right, as Meshuggah songs. They just have a whole lot of different patterns going on in there. It's very interesting to listen to. Very intense, but they go very hard. I'm gonna throw Queen in there. I gotta say Queen because they started out as like a rock band, and then as they went on, they kind of like that when they oh what's that word, when they kind of went on and like they kind of did get a new sound, but at the same time kind of didn't, like they added a lot of
They
like
just refurbished.
yeah, you get like a song like what is
They
that?
refurbished their sound.
Another one bites the dust.
Bam.
Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Some of the core. I can't talk about music for shit. I don't know anything about music, but like some of the, just the riffs and the chords in that. Bam, bam. It's so simple. Bam, bam, bam. It's so simple.
It's an earworm though.
And then they come with
Gets in your
Bohemian
ear.
Rhapsody,
Yeah.
which at first I didn't like, and then I digested it.
Fat bottom girls.
Oh my. That has to be one or two. That's another one. Like that's one of their
As
underrated
soon as
songs.
like that, just that. Oh, you gonna take me home?
And he gets like mean. I was such a skinny lad.
Yeah,
never
yeah.
Knew no good. Oh my gosh, man.
Oh man, that's what I think makes them good. Is their transformation, or like how they evolve. That's the word I was trying to think of. Their music, like how it evolved, was like it was very good evolution.
Sorry, I
I will say.
interrupted you. Fun fact.
No, you didn't.
Fun fact, actually, for that music video, for anyone that's seen Bohemian Rhapsody, have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen it? So you know how it's about like, what is there? 4 members in the band in Queen. You know how there's 4 members on it, and they're all singing in this really trippy like fashion. It's kind of like one's looking back, one's looking forward, and one's looking to the side. If I'm correct, if I remember it correctly, and everyone's singing in it, but only the lead was it Freddie Mercury was the lead singer. He was the only one that vocalized on that track. So
Yeah, yeah.
there you go.
That wall of voice helps with the effect.
Yeah, to just have one guy sitting there like singing to you in the music video with two voices going on at the same time. So fun fact, you're gonna need. We can watch that then.
All right.
Finish round her out here.
All right,
3
so
more.
we got 2 more. We got Pink Floyd. Definitely think Pink Floyd's one of the best bands, just because they're Pink Floyd, man. They kill it.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Exactly. You ever hear Hey You, that song?
Hey you.
Yeah, you know that song.
Their shit'll make you cry if you're a kid.
Exactly.
I don't want to introduce my
Have
kid
you ever
to that
heard-
past like 50.
Ha-
They got to be at least 15.
That's so.
They're gonna be having
that's
nightmares.
so funny you say that.
Do you agree, Skylar?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So,
You know Dark Side of the Moon.
yeah.
You give that album a solid listen through. Money's a great rock song. Have you ever heard Money?
Yeah.
That's a great one. They have a song, I think it's the second song. It's called Breathe on that album. It's like breathe, breathe.
I'm
in
sure
the
it's
air.
yeah. Who is that's a rabbit? Oh, I don't see like this. These are the bands we're talking about where some of mine just get invested. And who's the guy from Floyd that just kind of lost?
Sid Barrett.
Yeah, Sid Barrett. He just kind of lost his mark, and that's why
Did
when
too
you
much
listen to
acid.
some of it's just
That's why you can't do too much acid.
what? No, never mind. That's nuts. That's one thing I love hearing stories like that. Like this guy just
Very intriguing.
no one
yeah.
knows. No one knows. There's many like you could think you're pointing to something that's pretty accurate, and I think there's some pretty good like approaches to what people think happened, but no one knows.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right, last band.
2 more. One. Okay, yeah. Continue.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Take me to the other side.
You like that one?
Yeah.
They're great. They're in there for me, and they're great because I will say that their guitar player John Frusciante was a very good contributor to that band, because I think now, like, they just put out that album. What is it? Darkness. I think that's a single. It's a different album, or a different album name. But Dark Necessities was like a. It's just is good. It's just too poppy for me, you know.
Yeah. They're one I run to. Like, when I can. See, the problem is, like, during the week, and that's why I started writing shit down. That's why I have, like, a big notebook there and just a small notebook, because I write shit down. And during the week, I think of bands to listen to. But then when Saturday morning, I'll download an album. I'll just download one album, and I want to listen to that when I run. But Saturday morning, I don't have anything written down, and of course, I get put on the spot by myself. So I don't remember. But Red Hot Chili Peppers, I did remember them one week, and they're a good one to run to.
Flea is one of the best bassists, I think.
No way. 1984.
Yeah,
Bro.
And, dude, you want to hear something crazy?
What?
Is back then, dude, back then they were heavy funk band, like heavy funk band. Like you when you think of Red Hot Chili Peppers, you think of Take Me on the Other Side, and you think of that, you think of Danny California, you think of like rock, like, but like, dude, back then they had some funky,
1984.
some heavy funk in there.
So
they brought
they've been
they
banging
slapped,
since
dude.
they've been banging since Metallica.
Of course.
I've been banging since Metallica.
But back then that band has been through a lot.
Have
Seriously.
they? What are they? See, this is something you know more about than do they have the original? Like, what original members are left?
So, yeah. Hello Slovak was the guitar player before John Frusciante.
What a
Unfortunately, he pulled a Demi Lovato, but this time
Didn't end well.
he did
Okay.
that.
And then
He
is
died.
that it?
No, then John Frusciante came in and pretty much, I think, no disrespect to Hello Slovak, but I like John over him.
Oh. Okay. So here's a chart of the members.
We're looking at
members.
the
So
chart of the members
so
here.
lead vocals and
Anthony
the bass,
Kiedis has
so-
been.
Anthony Kiedis and Flea.
Dude, does it say
have
Anthony
remained.
Kiedis has played guitar through there?
No, lead vocals and a little bit of guitar.
Yeah, what?
There's like a few bullshit riffs he played when he was singing.
For those that didn't hear it, Skylar doesn't have a mic. There's a few bullshit riffs he played. I get what you're saying, though. Because I didn't realize they spanned 1984. So there's two guys that have remained in it from the beginning. And, yeah.
First drummer left because the guitarist died and he wasn't about it. So that's why the drummer changed and then Chad Smith came in.
Wow. Man. Oh, man. There you go.
But the best album, in my opinion, is Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Blood, Sugar, Sex, Mike.
And that's with-
Oh, my Lord.
that's with their
Wikipedia
drummer-
Page.
That the drummer after the drummer that left was Chad Smith.
Okay, yeah, this is
The
one-
running joke with him is Will Ferrell because he looks like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
He put you
Um,
out of his song.
Oh yeah.
Under the
definitely-
Bridge?
He would probably kill me.
Under the Bridge is this.
Maybe beat me up a little bit, but not kill me.
You guys know what Under the Bridge is about?
Yeah, it's about the singer, going
It's
under
about-
the bridge
yeah.
and scoring heroin.
Gosh, that's so deep. Like, even if you don't like that song.
Allegedly.
Uh-oh. Don't get me started.
Oh no, this is.
Oh, so there's no. Okay.
We got some. This is our thing.
Okay,
We got
well,
a little allegedly, figuratively,
but
creatively.
even if you don't like that song, just if you know what it's about and the idea behind it, you have to
Hits ya.
like, yeah, this man was singing
It's the
about
sound
going
of my heart.
under the bridge for fucking heroin. Oh my Lord. I was talking to Colin the other day. That's a bug that just. Oh my gosh,
What?
it's not a bug. It's like a drug. Like, you do that once,
Yeah.
and that's just a drug.
Yep,
Like,
you go
never-
through withdrawal,
I-
and
yeah.
it's just the devastating.
But it's always in
no
the
good
back of your mind. Like,
process.
people that get addicted to heroin, it's crazy to think that they will always have that, in my opinion. There's select few people that it's just like, oh, it's not my drug. And I'm not speaking from experience by any means, but I've listened to a lot of things about it and read a lot. And when you have that bug, I just feel like if you do it enough and that's in you your whole life, it's
Yeah.
always there.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's why that song just hits me hard. That's ridiculous.
Oh, The Getaway is the name of the new album.
The Getaway.
Yeah,
2016.
that's pop.
Look at
It's more pop than rock.
They're competing with Metallica. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I got mixed up is because you have an honorable mention, and that's where that dangler that I kept mentioning was. So what's the honorable mention on the list?
Oh, you know what? I also have Led Zeppelin on here.
Is that the honorable mention?
That's not the honorable mention. They're definitely in the list.
Okay, so there's 2 honorable mentions.
Yeah, well,
What do we got?
Led Zeppelin is just great because John Bonham. I was just looking up some stuff the other day, and what made him pretty good was he plays, like, you know how normally when a rock band plays, like, the drummer is, like, with the bass, you know, because the bass normally goes with the kick pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
John Bonham, like, you know, John Bonham played along with the guitar pretty much. So whatever Jimmy Page was playing, like, trying to think of an example. I can't think off the top of my head very well, if you can't tell. In a song like Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. Hey, Mom, gonna say the moon. If you listen to, like, go back and listen to that
Just
song.
take your time, think about it. We're not rushing.
There's parts of that song where it sounds like the drums and, like, the guitar and bass don't kind of it's like it's a dissatisfaction. You're like, I want them to line up, but they're not lining up for some reason when you hear it. And then there's parts of that song where they do line up and then they don't line up, but it's just very precisely, like, composed and, like, organized in such way that they know, you know. But what makes John Bonham great was there's been a lot of Led Zeppelin songs where he plays with Jimmy Page rather than their bassist, John Paul Jones. And, of course, Robert Plant is obviously a great singer. Honorable mention as good singers. I was listening to them on the way. Chris Cornell. He did Audio Slave. He was in Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Very good. He's a very good vocalist. R.I.P.
Yeah.
But
tragic.
Yeah. But yeah, Led Zeppelin is
Zeppelin.
very praisable. What's your favorite Led Zeppelin song? Do you like Stairway? Are you a Stairway guy? That might be
love
Tyler.
it.
I think that's Tyler.
I have it on vinyl, and I absolutely love it when you listen to it on vinyl.
You have Led Zeppelin 3 on vinyl.
I have 4.
4?
Highway's on 4.
It's been played at my place, right?
My vinyl? You're saying it's been played at your place? I'm sure it
You
has.
used to bring over a lot of vinyls over there.
I know. I need to. Today was LL Cool J, and yesterday was Styx.
You love your Styx.
Styx is the greatest rock band of all time, despite getting a bad rap from critics or whatever he says in Big Daddy. But yeah, Styx is my main squeeze. I would have to come up with next time you're on. How about this? Next time you're on, I'll have my list ready for you, and we'll go through it.
All right.
But yeah, Styx, LL Cool J, and then what'd you say? So Led Zeppelin, my favorite Led Zeppelin song.
Yeah.
What?
And I will tell you if it's good or not.
I'll tell you. It's mine.
How do you feel about Fool in the Rain?
Me? What song?
Fool in the Rain.
Fool in the Rain. Never heard it. I have heard Braun Your R. That's just Jimmy Page going off on guitar.
Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Have you heard Fool in the Rain?
Let me just play a little sample for it.
It's like classic pop.
Yeah, because a lot of Led Zeppelin's another one that a lot of their songs, like, I know them just by heart.
Over the hills and far.
But
wait a second.
But the names of them sometimes get me. Yes, I try to listen to as many albums straight through as I can, because I was saying earlier, that's like it's the emotion. Like I didn't realize that as a kid, but when someone makes when someone makes trying to do too many things at once. When someone tries to make an album, like, it's displaying a message. It's just over multiple songs, and I try to listen to as many albums all the way through as I can.
I'm really sure because like track numbers because of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's track 7, that's not that.
Yeah.
It's Over the Hills and Far Away.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I got you. That one's great. Are you ready for which one I think?
Yeah. Play it.
You're not ready.
Of course I'm ready.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't want to play it. I don't know what.
No, play it.
I don't even know. Can I like? I'll tell you, and
No.
see if you even know it.
Play it.
Going back to California, or what? That's a Biggie song. um, it's something like that. Going back to. I just looked at it and this is one like I love this song so much, and this is the reason I bought it. Going to California. Boom. It's so soft. It has such a deep meaning. And yeah, that's my favorite Zeppelin